Heartily welcome to my class 12 student. As I have told you, today I will give you some problems as a homework of chapter 2 and the some topic also left out to solve. Okay, so the topic is that students, suppose you have to insert a dielectric, which already I have told you, but that place student I have inserted the dielectric, but what happened, there is a maintenance of some space. But now what happened, we will insert a dielectric, should be inserted completely in a capacitor. Capacitor is what? One is charge storing device. One side you take positive, another side you take negative, and now I will insert a dielectric without maintaining any gap. Suppose like this. Okay, we are inserting a dielectric which covering the space between the capacitor. Now you can consider the distance as d, student, and here is the electric field is flowing like this. Okay, so now the positive charge sigma take charge density for positive plate, sigma minus take the negative charge density. Clear? Now as you know, the net surface charge density, I can write the net surface charge density is taken as surface charge density, right? Net surface charge density on a plate, student, on a plate. So what is the net surface charge density? That net surface charge density is taken as sigma minus sigma p. Now you will ask, what is sigma p? Sigma p is that, student, when we are applying the electric field in a capacitor and when there is a presence of dielectric, there is an induced charge density, that is sigma p, which we can also say charge density due to the polarization. Okay, so that we can take as sigma minus sigma p. And what sigma you can take, that is plus minus sigma, means the total charge density of an capacitor. Clear? So what is the electric field, student? E can be taken as E, you know, that is sigma minus sigma p by epsilon naught. In the shortcut I will write for the plate E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught, that you all know. But in place of sigma we will write sigma minus sigma p, because the charge density is created due to the polarization when a dielectric is inserted between the capacitor. Okay, now what is the potential difference, you tell me? You know everyone formula, that is E is equal to B into D. E stand for sigma minus sigma p epsilon naught. You can keep this one as a bracket into D. Clear? This much you have understood? Okay, now suppose your sigma minus sigma is proportional to sigma, means the total charge density. So what I can write, suppose my sigma minus sigma p is nothing but total charge density by K. What is K, student? K is considered as a characteristic or constant characteristic of dielectric. Constant characteristics of dielectric. Okay, this is the concept. Now you put the value. What is that? V is equal to, everyone know, V is equal to how much? E by D, E into D, right? B is equal to E into D. You see, B is equal to E into D. E is this much, and place a sigma minus sigma K. What shall I write? Sigma by K. So what is the formula? Sigma by K, already epsilon naught is present, right? So we can write into D, right? So sigma, everyone know here, sigma is equal to Q by A. This is a sigma, sorry, this I have written sigma. Sigma is equal to Q by A. So you in place of sigma, you put it as Q by A, and every will remain like this only, right? This you got it. Now capacitance formula, C is equal to Q by V. Q keep as it is, V is how much? This much, that is Q by A D K epsilon naught. Q will cancel, student, so you will got C is equal to how much? Epsilon K A by D, right? This is the formula which you will get when you are putting the or inserting the dielectric, but there is no space between the, when we are putting the dielectric, there is no space between the capacitor. Clear to you? So this you have to remember. Now one important thing you have to remember, student, that is permittivity. Permittivity. This is the permittivity in free space. Okay, but suppose it is we have a medium that is dielectric. We do not have any vacuum here. What is that? We are putting a dielectric. So permittivity changes to E is equal to epsilon naught K, right? This is permittivity when you are putting some dielectric substance or when you are keeping some medium. If you are not keep the medium, student, you can take, suppose K is equal to 1. If medium is your vacuum, means here vacuum. For vacuum you can take K is 1. For medium you can take E is equal to epsilon naught K, right? So for vacuum what shall I write? E is equal to E naught, right? So this like this you have to remember. So what is the formula of K? Suppose here E is equal to epsilon naught K. Here E is equal to epsilon, right? So what does it mean? E is equal to epsilon naught K for the medium. So K is equal to how much? E by epsilon naught. Please remember it. For medium, E equal to epsilon naught K and K is equal to E by epsilon naught. What is K here? Dielectric constant. Dielectric constant. Clear? So if suppose K here, K is equal to 1 for vacuum. If suppose K is greater than 1, then what we can write? Student, we can also consider K is equal to C by C naught. Means capacitor of a capacitance. C stand for capacitance. Means how much capacity a device is to store a charge. So capacitance in medium divided by capacitance in vacuum. Clear? Now student, you have to understand when capacitor is parallel and when capacitor in series. Suppose capacitor in parallel. Okay, and one side I will write capacitor in series. Clear? So it is completely opposite to the resistor. Suppose capacitor is parallel means what? I will take one capacitor. Which one, student? Yes, like this. This one capacitor, this one capacitor, this one capacitor. You take like this, and one electric potential positive negative you consider. Okay, this take it as C1, this is C2 and this is C3. So in parallel, student, in parallel what happened? What remain constant? Your potential remain constant. Clear? So formula you know, all you know, Q is equal to CB. So Q1 is equal to C1B, Q2 C2B, and what is Q3 C3B. So net charge is how much? Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Okay, that is Q. So Q is your CB. So C1B plus C2B plus C3B. Remove B common, so C is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. So this is the formula for parallel. But if you remember the resistance, student, resistance problem, this we are taking as for series. So it is completely opposite to the resistance. Clear? Here C1 plus C2 plus C3 for the parallel. Now you move to series. Series, suppose like this: 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate. Why I am taking this case, student? Because one is positive and a negative. Positive, negative. Negative. Clear? So here what happens? Charge remain constant. Charge remain constant. Okay. So formula what I can put? Suppose B is equal to B1 plus B2 plus B3. In place of B I can write Q by C1, Q by C2, Q by C3, and here Q by C. What can we cancel? You take Q common. So 1 by C is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. Clear? So this is a problem. For simple problem I am telling you for series and parallel. One more trick, student. Depending upon the polarity you have to remember the formula. Okay. Suppose I am taking a capacitor. This is one, student. This is second capacitor and it is connected like this. Okay. This is positive plate. This is also positive. This is negative plate. This is also negative. So you have to remember the final potential is how much? C1 B1 C2 V2 by C1 plus C2. Okay. See the polarity. This both side positive, this both side negative. And what is the energy or heat? Heat is EI minus EF. And overall, if you will solve, how you have to just remember the formula. C1 C2 V1 minus V2 का whole square. Okay. But suppose if two polarity is different, like this you draw again. But this is positive, this is negative, this is positive, this is negative. Then what you can write the formula, student? See the changes, please. Now you can write same thing, right? In place of plus, you will write minus. That is VF equal to C1 V1 minus C2 V2, C1 plus C2. And what is heat here? That is energy. You can write energy is how much? Half C1 C2 C1 plus C2. In place of minus, it will become C1 plus V1 plus V2 whole square. Clear? This problem is very much important, or this derivation is very much important to solve the problem. Okay. Now I will give you the last concept about the polarization. As you have heard in chemistry, if I am not wrong, but then also I will tell you the concept. Yes, for polarization, student, you have to remember some notes here. What is that? The charge distribution in dielectric molecular level is two form. One is polar molecule, another is non-polar molecule. So what do you mean by polar molecule, student? The center of positive and the center of negative charges not coincide with each other. Means suppose this is one charge, positive charge, and then one negative charge. Means if their center, this is suppose center, this is center, they are not coinciding with each other. That is known as polar molecule. They have a permanent dipole moment, and when you are applying the electric field over it, what happens? They are distributing their charges in a uniform manner such that the sum of extra, or you can say sum of dipole moment are created inside them. What is non-polar molecule, student? The center of positive and the center of negative charge. What happened? Coinciding, right? There it is not coinciding, here it is coinciding. And second thing, it does not have permanent dipole moment. You have to remember, they do not have permanent dipole moment, but which one? Polar molecule, they have a permanent dipole moment. Now what is the concept? If you are applying the electric field, what they are acquiring the dipole moment. Okay, so whenever you are applying the electric field, they will create a dipole moment over it. So that is one of the important thing which you have to remember. Okay, when we are applying the electric field or external field over a non-polar molecule, what happen? They will acquire an dipole moment. Now if you want to see some examples, student, as you have already learned that in non-polar molecule you can take oxygen, O2, H2, right? But in the polar molecule you can take water is the simplest example, right? In the polar molecule, simple example is H2O. Here you can take O2, H2, these are the non-polar molecule. Clear? Now what happened? Concept of polarization. So what is polarization, student? Means when we develop, means suppose I have taken one dielectric, right? When you will take a dielectric, it develop a dipole moment when you are applying an external field over it. Means suppose this is my dielectric and I am applying some external field over it. What happen? There is a generation of dipole moment, right? There is a generation of dipole moment. The per unit volume is that we have to see the how much area, how much volume the dipole moment is created. Okay, so that is known as polarization. Clear? And if you see the polarization formula, student, P is equal to chi E. This is chi, known as electric susceptibility, right? And here E is the electric field, P is the polarization. Clear?